All right, it is a chip of the day, and I'm really enjoying this one. It is a high-resolution zero-drift current shunt monitor, an AD8217. Really unusual part. Here is the functional block diagram. It's just an op-amp. It has fixed gain. All the resistors and stuff are inside the package, so it has a fixed gain of 20. It has a plus in and a minus in, ground and out. Wait a minute. Where's the VCC? Where'd the VCC go? Well, they sneak it in here on the plus in. It goes into a low dropout regulator and powers up the device. So, yeah, this is a really strange part, but I really like it. You can operate it from 4.5 volts to 80 volts. 80. It'll survive up to 85. It's got really good specs and stuff. So, I mean, let's just jump to the good stuff here. How are you going to use this thing? Let me show you a circuit. And so you have some voltage, and it goes through a sense resistor. That's your shunt. And then this just goes across the shunt. So it's always measuring the voltage across your shunt and multiplying it by 20 and then putting it on the output. It doesn't matter what's over here. This is just a load. But yeah, you get to measure what the shunt is measuring. And the power supply is connected directly to the plus VN. So you don't have to go. A lot of times when you use op amps and stuff, you need to have more voltage on top of the rail, and this one just operates right to the rail. So it is super cool. Here's a cool one where we're going to measure the current through a motor. So I think that's what we're going to do today. We'll hook that up and see what this thing looks like. Okay. So what do these things look like? Well, they're these tiny little guys here. They're not SO8s. They're, let's see, what is the package type? It is a MSOP, a mini small outline package, an MO187-AA, but we'll have to use a little breakout board. So I have it wired up right over here. So we have a 1 ohm resistor across VN and VN. Okay, so we have 1 ohm. So we're going to sense the voltage drop across 1 ohms, and then we're going to have a load. Our load's going to be this DC motor. Okay, and so let me go ahead and turn the power on. So our motor's rotating. I don't know if you can see that, but our motor's rotating. Okay. And we're going to be measuring the current through the motor. And this is really interesting. There's interesting things going on here. Let's go to here. Let's zoom in. So first of all, there's this high frequency wiggle. And I think that's like every brush of the motor when it makes contact in the commutator. I think that's what these little wiggles are here. And then there's a bigger wiggle here, and that just might be every rotation. I'm not sure. And then if we go out even further, there's kind of a other lumpiness to it. So, but anyway, let's see. Let's go right to here. Okay, and we're getting on average, we're getting about 400 millivolts. Okay, and if we get out a calculator. And we have 0.4 volts, and then we have a 1 ohm resistor, and then it's a gain of 20. So let's see here. Did I do that right? Let me think of the math here. I think we need to take 1 over that. 20 divide. Yeah, there we go. So if you take the 0.4 and then divide it by 20, you get 20 milliamps. And what do we get? Right over there, we get 22, 23 milliamps. So yeah, it's measuring current correctly. And I'm going to stall the motor. I'm going to grab it with my fingers. Whoa, went way off screen there. So you can see as I oops, too much. So I put a load on the motor, it's going to require more current. And we can watch that. Let's go way out. All right. There it is. That's when I was loading the motor down. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I can see lots of uses for this thing. Yeah, so 100 nanovolts per degree C drift, 100 microvolts offset, 5 ppm drift, 100 dB common mode rejection. So what about this 80 volt thing? Well, think of it as you're looking across the resistor, but that resistor can be down at 12 volts, or it can be up at 40 volts or up at 80 volts. You're always going to measure whatever voltage is across there. Let's say it's the 400 millivolts that we had. It doesn't matter where it is. So at high voltage applications, you're still able to measure the current, the shunt voltage, and it's referenced to ground. So your microprocessor can always read it. So yeah, super, super cool part. Let 20 volts, 20 volt to volt gain. Let's see here, accuracy plus minus 0.1% accuracy on that 20 gain of 20. Input bias, 500 microvolts. Dynamic response, 500 kilohertz. So it's pretty quick. 500 kilohertz. Operating range, yeah, up to 80 volts. I just find it a fascinating part. I'm thinking of other things to do with it. Put it in power supplies, or just monitor things. Is your battery, battery monitor. I mean, I don't know. You can think of. I just can think of all kinds of things for this cool little part here. Let me go ahead and pull it out of this little board here. Can you see that? Yeah, it's a teeny tiny little guy. Just for reference, that's a SO8 on the bottom, package on the bottom. These boards can do double duty, depending on which side you load. But yeah, I like this part. Okay, that was Chip of the Day, an AD8217. Never seen one before.